Okay, guys. I guess whatever you do with your life, it's got to have some payoff. It's got to have some payoff, you know. Whatever you do in life. I can't speak to the side chat right now. I'm driving. I'm driving a car right now. I can't talk to the side chat. I'm sorry, I can't see you right now. When I stop, I will say hello to you, but right now I can't driving. So I'm not gonna. I don't want to be distracted while I'm driving. Be a distracted driver, so I want to focus on what I'm doing. There's an old television. Anyway, I guess the life you live and the way you work, you know, every adult that works at a job or anything, you have to have some payoff in life, you know. Whatever you do has got to have some kind of payoff to it, and you have to look for the payoff in life, you know, for the payoff in life. Whether you're going to work here or work there, or do this for a living or do that for a living, or what you want to do and where you want to live. Whatever you do has got to have a payoff to it. Okay, guys, hold on. Shit. Hello, guys. Yes, no reading the side chat while driving. I was concerned about you after your... Yeah, I'm okay, though. I'm okay. Thanks for being concerned, Leah Sampson. Thank you. Thanks for being concerned. I appreciate it. I do. And thanks for being concerned about me. I just fell and scuffed my leg a little. At least I'm okay. But I guess to all the people listening, what was on my mind? Somebody behind me. Whatever you do has got to have some kind of payoff to it, you know. So you got to search for the payoff when you're thinking about jobs and working and having a home and having a life. Whatever kind of life you choose, as long as it has a payoff. Shit the bed. Now, if you have a job that you enjoy, and it's a great job, you know, and you love your job, you may not ever want to retire. There are people that have jobs, they love their jobs, and they don't ever want to retire from their jobs. You know. They don't ever want to retire from their jobs ever. You know. I guess if a person is poor, I guess if you're a poor person, you don't have a lot of money to retire and stuff like that. You know, if you're a poor person, works at a low-paying job, you have to be able to think about, if you want to retire, you may have to move into government housing when you turn 65 or whatever, 64, whatever age you are. You may have to move into government housing. which is Section 8 government housing. If you move into government housing, then you can retire and take a Social Security check, and that's a small Social Security check. You can either live in your RV or travel and live in your government housing. Either way, you can live in government housing or live in your RV. But either way, if you want to live cheap, but keeping a house and taking care of a house is going to be hard to do on a small Social Security. Well, if you want to retire at 61, like Rosie O'Kelly, retire early. See, this is a messy place here. See what I'm saying? I spy with my little eye. Now here, they've got a Winnebago back in there. You got a Winnebago, see? You got a Winnebago back in there. I'm not going to spy too much, but they've got a lot of junk. I don't understand hoarders, But they've got a Winnebago back in there. Whatever you do, wherever you move to in life, you just got to find a way to, you got to make things worthwhile to you. And only you know if you're enjoying yourself in life, If you're not enjoying yourself with your life, you got to admit that you're not enjoying yourself. You got to admit that you're not having any fun. I think the van life, is a great life because, if you have the tiny home life, tiny house life versus RV life versus van life. Tiny home, you would put your tiny home on a piece of land, pay rent to a landlord, or own the land. That's kind of like living in a sticks and bricks, living in a tiny house. It's cheaper and smaller, but it's still sticks and bricks kind of. When you live in a tiny house, you can move your tiny house from place to place, and move it occasionally, but you're still going to have to, and you're living in campgrounds, you're paying rent. The van life is really the only way to avoid rent, Or you can, that's what I thought, a truck camper is the, oh shit, I smell something. Oh shit, I smell something. I smell something. What is this smell? Babe, I smelled something burning, like wires burning. Babe, that's the whole point, is the van life, like Coates and Marshall, Elvis Travels. Now, I'm not going to admire Marshall, Elvis Travels, for the way he treats people, but his way of living the van life, I mean, there's something to admire for people who live the van life. Bob Wells, he has a lot of good stuff to say. A lot of people don't agree with the Bob Wells philosophy. But either way, you work and you save money, and then you can retire early if you want to, because you work hard, and then you retire early. I guess we've made our contribution by working, whether we work a long time or not such a long time. But either way, people's situations are different, and you can retire early if you can. A lot of military people retire in their 50s, So if you want to retire early, that's a good thing, to retire early. The main thing in life is I don't want to be around people that I don't want to be around in life, I don't want to be around people that I don't care for. I mean, there's a lot of people I do care for, but there's a lot of types of people that I don't care for. And I just don't want to have to interact with those people face to face, Interacting with them online is not as bad, but when you interact with people you don't want to see face to face, I don't want to do that. I don't want to interact with people I don't care for face to face. I'm not a rude person or a bad person or a mean person. I just don't want to have to interact with people, types of people that I really don't want to interact with. So, if you have a house, and a home to live in, you live in a campground or a trailer park, you're still going to have neighbors you have to interact with. living in a house with a privacy fence around the backyard, you can stay in the backyard in your privacy fence. But living in a campground or a trailer park, it's a lot harder to have a privacy fence. It's harder to avoid people in a trailer park or a campground. I mean, you're living cheap and you can avoid work, as much work. You don't have to work as hard. I'm not going to say you don't have to work because we all have to work somehow. Even a YouTube channel is work. So, oh, there's an Impala Super Sport. Look at that. See that Impala Super Sport? That's a 94 to 96 Impala Super Sport. But, everything is work that you do for money. If you get paid by Google for your YouTube channel, that's still work. Now, it may not feel like work to you, but anything you do in exchange for money is work, and there's a set of rules. There's a set of rules you have to live by. If you're a YouTuber, there's a set of rules you have to live by as a YouTuber. You have to live by the YouTube terms of service, don't you? You have to live by the YouTube terms and service of YouTube, Google LLC. And when you break the YouTube terms of service, that's like getting fired from your job, you see. You're getting fired from your job because you didn't play along with the rules of Google LLC. Google LLC is your boss. They pay your paycheck if you're a YouTuber. And so I just wanted to say that. Google LLC pays your paycheck if you're a YouTuber. Now, you can ask for donations, but to me, donations is like tipping a bartender. Hey. When they were tearing down single-family homes and building 2 to 4 houses on one lot. No privacy at all. Yeah, that's not a good thing. Darwin, good to see you. Stop being lazy. Start selling my t-shirts. That's a good thing, Street Life. That's a great thing. Yeah, good to see everyone in here. But also what I was thinking is that Google LLC pays your bills, but also the fact that, Google pays your bills because you're a contractor with Google LLC. You're a contractor with Google LLC. And when you pay your taxes, paying your taxes to your king or your emperor or your empress, you pay your taxes to your empress. Whoever you pay taxes to is not really taxes. What it is really tipping. Tipping, that's what it is. So that's what you're really doing. You're tipping. You're tipping the YouTuber. It's like, it's hard to make it strictly on YouTube what they pay. I need a super chat. I need a PayPal. This, if you can help me a little bit by tipping me. It's just a tip. It's not, any kind of obligation. But if you would help out the channel, you can do that because this channel is of the people, I want to give you what you want to see on my channel. I want to have gas to be able to go to places that you want to see, What do you want to see in Richmond, Kentucky? What do you want to see in Kentucky? Either way or wherever we are or wherever anyone else is. It's just, I think it's tipping. If you're, servers in restaurants and bartenders, they don't get paid very much. They don't get paid very much. Servers and bartenders don't get paid very much. They don't get much of a salary. They don't get much of a salary. They don't get paid much of a salary for their YouTubing. They don't get paid very much. So okay. Okay. Lucy Hun. Darwin, you're living in a dream world. Leah. Okay, we can be open about it. Hey, Jody. Hell, Kentucky weather is pretty good. It's like 80 degrees. London down the road. Lewis, sure do miss living in London down the road. Yeah, no, I'm sure you like it. Matt, wherever you are. Marlboro Matt, good to see you. Very funny, Darwin. Darwin, I guess, is just joking around and kidding around. Just some funny trolling, you know. No serious trolling. So just, yeah. Yeah. Oh, just having fun. So let me have fun. And things. I won't let anybody come on the side chat and say anything mean, nasty to anybody. If they're nasty people. As long as people are just joking around and fun and stuff, you know, it's okay. Because people are just, we're kidding around. We're having fun on the side chat or wherever, you know. But whatever you do just has to have a payoff, you know. You have to have a payoff. You work Monday through Friday. You come home. You know, you come home to a peaceful home, you know. I don't want to look at people that I don't want to look at. I don't want to deal with people and have a conversation. When I'm on my property, living somewhere, I don't want to have to answer questions. I don't want people to start asking me stupid stuff or crazy stuff or, you know, staring at me or nothing, you know. I don't want to get stared at. I don't want to. Does anybody else, when they're around people, does anybody else feel like they get stared at by people? Has anybody else ever felt like people stare? I was reading a chat forum. I was reading a chat forum, and I have it saved in my bookmarks of my Google bookmarks. And it's people that feel like they don't really want to eat in restaurants because people stare at them. They feel that people stare at them when they go into a restaurant and they sit down to eat in a restaurant. People stare at you. Has anybody else ever had the feeling that people stare at you in a restaurant when you're eating? I don't want to be stared at when I eat, you know. Or if you're in your front yard, you know, people walking by, can people stare at you? Oh, good. Oh, that's a good thing to do, Louis the Lion. Stare back at, let's say back hello. Just makes faces at them when they stare. Yeah, exactly. Leah, those days are over. I'm loyal to my woman. Hey, seriously, Liam, yeah. Flip them off, Leah Sampson. That's a good thing to do. You give them the bird, give them the single gun salute. I've done that before. Main thing is, you know, you have to have a payoff in life. I'm just working on putting my privacy fence around where my camper is and around my back, you know, just around my back door. Privacy fence, you know. So I can have a little more privacy. Used to be a lot of bushes growing up across the street, you know. But the guy that lives across the street, I was known him and talked to him. He was married to a woman that I was related to by marriage. And so he's got Parkinson's disease now. So he's like 60 something. And his sons have moved in. Like 2 of his sons have moved in with him. And one of them has a family. So they always have, you know, always doing stuff, always out in their front yard. You know, just don't have as much privacy. I'm just not as happy. But when I moved in there, my mom bought that house in 1988. You know, there was no houses across the street. They put those double wide trailers across the street. They didn't have any houses or anything across the street in 1988. It was just a field, a big field with pigs and cows and stuff. Just a farm, part of a farm, you know. And then they took and built those double wide. The old people that owned the property, you know, they sold it, and then around 2001, and they tore down those. You know, they took it and put double wide trailers across the street. You know, it's never been the same. Living in a neighborhood, and people. Hello. Okay, guys, good to see everybody. So I'm glad everybody else is in the side chat here. Oh, yeah. It's just not the same, you know. That's why I just want to, you know, I've got a lot of bushes and, you know, trees and stuff in the front yard to give me some privacy. I just want a little more privacy. I wish I lived way out in the middle of nowhere. I admit it, I'm a hermit, but I'm a friendly hermit. I'm a nice hermit. I'm a nice person. I'm not a mean hermit. I'm not a rude hermit. I'm not a hateful hermit. I don't have a shotgun. I'm not going to kill a person. You know, I'm a friendly hermit. I'm a nice hermit. And I welcome all people to my channel. I'm a friendly hermit. I just don't like to, I mean, people that I want to deal with, but I'm just like Bergs. Bergs. I like what Bergs said. He said he didn't care much about, and I've been too much of a people pleaser in my life. That's what my problem is I've always been too much of a people pleaser. Trying to go along with the flow and do what other people say to fit in. You know, to do what other people say to keep people from bullying me or to keep people from people. I would go along with what other people say. And my truth is this channel is a therapy for me too. I don't want to just be the kind of person that goes along with what other people say just to avoid problems in life. I want to live to do what I want to do. I want my life to have a payoff. And I want to live to do what I want to do. That's what's important, is to live to do what I want to do. And screw the other guy, Screw the other guy. I'm not saying I'm a hater, because I'm not a hater. I'm a nice person. I welcome all people to my channel. Good people, friendly people that I love and want to be friends with on YouTube. I just don't want to be the people pleasing type of person. Okay, it's time for us to.
Welcome to Dunkin'. What can I get for you?
I've placed an order on the app, and it's app number 638, and I'm just here to pick it up.
What's the name?
Portwood.
What did you say the name was?
Portwood. My mother's name is Carla. My name's Joni. It's order number 638.
Alrighty, we'll have that for you in a minute.
Thank you. Okay. Okay, guys. I'm quitting YouTube, folks. Good to see everybody. I'm going to go by Dairy Queen. Right across the way here is a Dairy Queen. I'm going to go to the Dairy Queer. The Dairy Queer. I'm driving my mom's little car. It's a Hyundai Elantra. 2010 Hyundai Elantra. What do y'all think about Hyundais? Y'all like Hyundai cars? Really, my preference is a Chevrolet. General Motors and Chevrolet. That's my favorite vehicle. My granddad, my mom's dad, loved Chevrolet. That was his vehicle. He swore by the Chevrolet. My granddad swore by Chevrolet. That's who a lot of old men are. They swear by Chevrolet. Or Ford, We have Ford people and Chevy people. My granddad would swear by Chevrolet. My granddad taught me to drive. He had two cars. One car was a new car. It was the good car. It was like new. It was a 1986 Pontiac Grand Am. Kind of about the size of the 86 Pontiac Grand Am, like the Buick. They had. You remember the Pontiac Grand Ams in the 80s when they first came out with the front with the Pontiac Grand Am? 86 Pontiac Grand Am. And I passed my driver's test in the 86 Pontiac Grand Am 1992. 1992, I passed my driver's test in the 1986 Pontiac Grand Am. Black one. Black Pontiac Grand Am. 86 model. In there called the Tech 4. The Tech 4 engine, the Iron Duke, Does anybody ever remember the Iron Duke engine? The General Motors Iron Duke engine. That's what it had. In the Tech 4 Iron Duke engine and the 86 Pontiac Grand Am. But he also had a 69 Chevy Impala. And he taught me a lot of my teaching. He taught me to drive out in the country on the 69 Chevy Impala. It was a two-door Chevy Impala, blue. Two-door blue, 69 Chevy Impala. The motor in this 69 Impala was a 327. It had a 327 V8 in the 69 Impala. Now you can see the 69 Caprice and the 69 Impala. And that's the kind they make lowriders out of in California. Your lowriders in LA in the 69 Chevy Impala. You know, the thought of Mexico really reminds me of my childhood because my dad was a small man with black hair, just like a Latino. He's not Latino, but he would be a small black-haired man. My dad was my size, small, black-haired man with dark, kind of olive tone skin, My dad, like Marshall's skin. Marshall's skin and Marshall's hair, except it was nice and short. My dad's hair was like Marshall, Elvis Travels. But you know, the glass bottles of Coke in Mexico.
Hey, you're told 793.
It's already been paid for. Order number 638.
Oh, okay, there we go.
But the glass bottles of Coke in Mexico. They still sell Coke in glass bottles in Mexico, and that's really cool because it reminds me of my childhood. My dad loved Coca-Cola, and he would always buy it in a glass bottle. My dad would, when I was a little kid, And the Volkswagen Bug. They have Volkswagens in Mexico, and my dad loved Volkswagen. My dad loved Volkswagen. Yeah, he used to have several bugs, Volkswagens. And there's something called a Volkswagen Squareback. He had a Volkswagen Squareback one time. So that's what I remember. Volkswagen Squareback, Volkswagen Bug, glass bottles of Coca-Cola, black-haired men.
Was it Carla?
Yes, ma'am, it was.
There's this one.
Okay.
Is it just 2 drinks?
Yes, ma'am, it is. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, guys, now it's time for us to go to Dairy Queer. Dairy Queer. Okay, here's a car wash. Classic, flip it, flop it. It's a car wash. Working at the car wash. You and me. Working at the car wash. We're working at the car wash. Working at the car wash. Okay. Working at the car wash. I just feel like we need some kind of, what do you call it? We need some kind of, some protein in our life, I know I don't like to eat meat, and we should have fresh killed meat. People say that people, you think about people killing animals for sport is cruel, and it is. But if you kill an animal fresh in the woods, it's lived its life, it's enjoyed its life, it's lived its life, a deer or a buffalo or a bison. I think bigger animals are better to kill for meat than small because you have to take less lives and feed more people with less lives taken. I think taking the least lives possible for meat is the best. Taking the least lives.
What can I get for you?
Do you have a deal 2 burgers for $4?
Yes, we do.
I want that, and I want a medium fry, please.
So do you want 2 cheeseburgers or just 1?
Two cheeseburgers for $4.
Okay, that's $6.88.
Okay, thank you. Working at the car wash. Yeah, my dad used to go to Dairy Queen because on his street where he lived, there was nothing but there was a Dairy Queen, and there was a bowling alley too. My dad used to like to go to the bowling alley. It was called Maroon Lanes, the bowling alley in Richmond. He worked there in the 70s. Look at the old T-Bird. Check the T-Bird out. I used to see a girl in college that had a T-Bird just like that. And my mom dated a guy that had a T-Bird like that when it was brand new. T-Bird like that was brand new when my mom dated this guy in the early 80s. He had it, you know. That's like a 79 T-Bird. See it? That's a nice car. I like the Ford. That's a Ford that I really think is nice. There's not many Fords I like, but that is a Ford that's cool. That's a nice Ford. And this girl named Angel. Angel is what this girl's name was, and we used to go places together. We went to a jazz ensemble together one time at the college. We used to do stuff together. We had a lot of fun together. She was a real hippie. She ate organic food and everything. Yeah, she was like that. She ate organic foods. That's what's fascinating with hippies. You know? And that's what she was. In the 90s, there was kind of a comeback of the hippie. Late 60s, early 70s Vietnam era. You know, it was you know, styles come back around in 20 or 30 years. And that was the comeback of the hippie in the 90s, you know. They made the Brady Bunch movie, and they started having bell-bottoms in the 90s and stuff like that. See, there's the T-Bird. Look at the wheels on that T-Bird. Those are Krager wheels, I believe, on that T-Bird. See it? Nice, too. Woo. Cause we'll have fun, fun, fun till Daddy takes our T-Bird away. Fun, fun, fun. Daddy takes our T-Bird away. Fun, fun till Daddy takes our T-Bird away. Now, we'll do everything now. And we'll have fun, fun, fun till Daddy takes our T-Bird away. Fun, fun, fun till Daddy takes our T-Bird away. Fun till Daddy takes our T-Bird away. And we'll have fun, fun, fun till Daddy takes our T-Bird away. Do a roaming chair race now. I took her a few weeks, but see me going to work, getting stronger, and she stopped worrying. Oh, that's good street life. I love bell-bottom jeans. In the 90s, and tie-dye shirts and stuff like that, you know. Yeah, go to my chair. Good street life. I hope you're doing good. That's the best. Too much information only worries you. Yeah, I hope it goes well. I hope it's okay. Street life. Good luck to you, street life, with everything. That's the whole point. When I get out of here and get home, I'll talk to you guys more. Get your stopping points. But yeah, that's it. You know, in the 90s, it was like a, you know, now the 80s has kind of come back as retro. You know, and in the 70s when I was a little kid, and in the early 80s, in the 70s and early 80s, it was the 50s. It was all about the 50s. You know, the farms and everything.
2 cheeseburgers and a fry?
Yes, ma'am.
Have a good day.
Thank you.
What can I get for you?
But that's kind of it. Thank you. Okay, I got my Vittles and Dairy Queen. I guess, you know, one thing I don't like would be bad people. Bad people. If you were stuck with bad people and you would have to look at the bad people and not get away from them, I think that's the worst thing I fear. Having bad people that I can't get away from. I think that would be the worst thing, is having bad people you can't get away from. That's why the van life appeals to me, And at a job, too, it's the same thing with a job. If you can't get away from a bad boss or abusive coworkers, maybe you're a little odd looking. Maybe you're a little odd person. You know, I don't know. You know, Cyrax. Cyrax. Does anybody think that Cyrax is an odd looking guy a little bit? You know, I'm odd looking too. That's what I'm saying. I have a type of camaraderie with Cyrax because him and me are both kind of odd looking people. We're not ugly people, and I don't think Cyrax is ugly. I think Cyrax is attractive in his own way. But I'm just saying him and me are a little unique, you know. Me and Cyrax are a little unique. We're both unique, you know. I don't mean unattractive or anything like that. I don't mean unattractive or anything like that, but I just mean that him and me are, he's not unattractive. I just mean that him and me are a little odd looking people, you know. We're a little different than a lot of others, you know. And stuff like that. We're odd looking people, but to be in a situation, and just if you're an odd person and people, or if you're a personality that's odd, you know. I'm not commenting on people to insult people. I'm saying that we're all odd in our own way, you know. Like Elvis Travels, he's odd in his own way. He had a bald spot, and he was just a little bit self-conscious about the bald spot. And that's the way we all are as people. You know, we're all unique in our own way as unique people. I don't like to talk bad about other people, but I'm not talking bad about anyone. I'm just talking about the fact that bad people, you don't have to be stuck in a situation where you're married to those people. You see someone at a stoplight that they flip you off at a stop sign. I'm at a stoplight. You know, somebody flips me off at a stoplight. I'm an odd looking, whoa, shit. I'm gonna have to pay attention to what I'm doing. Oh shit, that was my fault there. This car is different. I'm used to my little brown car. Riding in my little brown car, I'm glad I didn't have an accident. Ooh, that was stupid of me. I'm going to have to pay attention instead of focusing on this camera. I'm going to have to pay attention to what I'm doing. I don't want to be married to people I don't want to look at, you know. That upsets me. It just, you know, it bothers me. I don't want to be married to people I don't like and I don't want to be around. I want to fight and stand up for what's mine and not let people run me over. But at the same time, I don't want to, you know, I want to stand up for myself when I have to, but I don't want to just live my life fighting with people, you know, and I don't want to fight with neighbors either, and have people to fight with or coworkers, and have to fight with people all the time. You know, I don't want to be a fighter. I don't like fighting. I mean, you see someone on the streets that you don't want to look at, you don't have to look at them. You don't have to be married to them, you know. You know, so just live your life if you want to live your life kind of in your own lane, you know. You know, that's what's important, is to have a payoff. There's got to be a payoff in life, you know. There's got to be a payoff in life. What you do and spend your money on, you got to come home and relax and enjoy yourself, you know. You got to have a payoff in life. You've got to work for something you really want in life, you know. You have to really work for something you want in life. You know, you have to work for something you really want in life. You have to be happy, and you have to find a way to make yourself happy in life. Look at these privacy fences. See nice privacy fences for houses? They have them, you know. They all have privacy fences, you know. People today in today's world just don't get along, you know. So many different political opinions and ideas and way of living. We live in, I think, an antisocial world, you know. A lot of people are antisocial. People in today's world just don't get along anymore. And this is not the age of politeness anymore. People are, you know, reality TV, you know, the raw truth, you know. The raw truth, reality TV, you know. People are into reality TV. People are ghetto. People are thugged out, you know. People are thugged out in today's world. In today's world, people are thugged out. They're thugged out. People are all thugged out in today's world. And when people are all thugged out, you know, people aren't going to get along as well because people are rednecky and thugged out, and, you know, the white trash element is growing in society. You know, it's growing. That element is growing. You know, drugs, you know, 1 in 3 adults today has a criminal record. I didn't know that until I read that. 1 in 3 has a criminal record, you know. 1 in 3 people has a criminal record somehow. And that's not a good thing, you know. Just a lot of people that have a criminal record, a lot of people that commit crime or have committed crime, you know, one way or another. I think there's just a lot of toxic ideas. Look at the flowers. Toxic ideas in the world and society today. I guess I'm a negative person. I guess you have to try to look at the positives in life and try not to focus on the negatives, the negativity, you know. I talk about other YouTubers. Do you think that it's bad for me to do? Do you think I should not talk about people, other YouTubers? You know, is that a bad thing to mention those people? Do you think that they would get mad if I mentioned them? The other YouTubers, do you think they would get mad if I mentioned them on my channel? You know, I'm saying good things about people. You know, I've tried to watch Cyrax, you know, a little bit, and I'm watching him a little bit, but he's kind of gone off YouTube. I'd like to watch him some more, you know. I think that I've had people say things about me, you know, the same kind of stuff about me and my appearance that people have said about him, you know. People have said stuff about Cyrax's appearance, and people have said things about my appearance too, kind of the same as they have about him. And that's what I'm saying, we kind of have a similarity in that way. We're not the same with personalities, but, you know, with appearance, you know, I don't groom myself like him, but I think in a way there's just kind of a little similarity maybe to him and me, you know, in a good way, in a positive way, not in a negative way. I'm talking about people who put others down, but in a positive way, you know, and seeing how somebody else handles themselves socially in the world, you know, people that have maybe the same physical problems or things like that, you know, how they handle themselves in the world. I've always wondered, somebody who looks like me, how do they handle themselves in the world? You know, someone who looks like me, you know, how do they handle themselves in life? How do they handle themselves in life? How do they deal with life? How do they live a positive life? You know, that's what I think about. You know, either way, but, you know, in a positive way. I think that the best way you can see yourself as you are, worst case scenario, you're going to have confidence because you're going to see yourself as you are, worst case scenario, how you look really to other people. Now, it doesn't matter what people think. People can look at you a certain way out of prejudice. So I don't think you should see yourself the way other people do. Because some people are prejudiced. You know, and what is it? Indonesia? Is it Indonesia or Thailand? I think it might be Indonesia. The average size of a man is 5'2". But if you see yourself through the eyes of Americans only, or black people are tall people, you know, Caucasian people are tall people, Russians are taller. Just through the eyes of Russians or Caucasian people, you're going to have a negative image of yourself if you're a man who's small or a woman who's small. But if you look at yourself not just through the eyes of Caucasians and black people, but through the eyes of Asians and Hispanic, Latino people, you know, a lot of those people are smaller. You got to have an overall view of yourself. You know, some tall people would get you down if you're small, you know. But there's a lot of people in the world that are small, and there's a prejudice against small people in society. Because a man that's 6'8" is going to have people to praise him and tell him how much of a god that he is. But a man who's 5'3" or 5 foot tall, they would tell him how much of a loser he is. Because it's a prejudice. I think it's a sex thing too. Because I mean, Pat Benatar is 5'1", Dolly Parton is 5 feet tall. It's an expectation that a man has to be tall because he's a man. You know, it's a stereotype, a sexist thing. You know. Here's the people across the street. They always have to be down there in the ditch, work on that fucking ditch all the time. Always in that motherfucking dish all the time. They can't just be in the rest of the yard. They have to be right there by my ass. Right there in front of my ass. Right in front of my driveway. That's why I want to put a privacy fence, But I'm just rambling on, But anyway, anybody who's quit YouTube and went off of YouTube, I think that they should be back on YouTube. If anybody has quit YouTube and anything like that, I think that they should get back on YouTube. I think that they should get back on. They should get back on YouTube. Somebody's quit. I think nobody should quit YouTube. I mean, broadcast your life. Broadcast yourself. That's what YouTube is about. Broadcast yourself. You got to find people like yourself online. Good babies. I bought us some French fries. I didn't know that you made some.
I didn't have many.
Okay.
So we need them.
Good babies.
I think the boys want some.
Okay, hold on. Yeah.
I thought it'd be nice on Thursday evening.
Yeah, I think so too. I'll be right back, guys, okay?
No. Thanks for taking them out. Kind of makes us have a little more French fries. I'll put Lyle up if you'll get the fries out. I'm so glad you did that. Did they have that 2 for $4? Yeah. You had to pay the fries extra. Yeah. I had the craziest dream. What you dream?
I dreamed I was Latina again.
Latina?
Again, yeah.
Oh, that's wild.
We're home, yay. That's you can be your own boss. That's right.
Huh?
I'm talking to my people on here.
Yeah.
Okay. When I was in high school, I volunteered at a school for kids
you
and
wanna bring me my phone?
flip it. Yeah.
If you get the price out of it. Thanks, honey. I believe the allergy is bothering my eyes.
Could be.
Louis said the allergy is bothering her. Louis said the allergy is bothering her.
Did you get the right ice? Did you get your iced coffee?
Yeah.
Okay, guys. Well, and I'll catch up on the side chat here in a minute, okay? Okay. Now, sorry about the mess, but here is our, it's my iced coffee. Here's a Dairy Queen. Happy tastes good. Okay, this is homemade fries. I think I'm going to take a taste test. Homemade fries versus restaurant fries. Did you get your fries?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
This is a 2 for $4 burger here, guys. 2 for $4 at Dairy Queen. And this is get better than what you get at a lot of places. Okay, because you got, you know, your meat. It's just a basic hamburger, but you get pickles on that. You see, the bun is nice and fluffy. Got so Mom's pickles. She didn't want no pickles on hers. So I'm gonna get a little mustard. This is blueberry. You can get a blueberry iced coffee at Dairy Queen. And there's a person that I watch on YouTube that's inspired me. So, I don't know if I should mention people on YouTube or not. I should mention people, I guess. Give people shout-outs if they don't want shout-outs, maybe. Okay. These are bagged French fries. French fry frozen. Frozen from the grocery store. See, it's hard to grab them. I need tongs or something. We'll do our taste test. Frozen fries versus home-cooked fries. And get some ketchup. Being around people sometimes physically in person makes me really nervous, you know. make me nervous. People make me nervous. People. I guess it's a social handicap. Okay. Okay, guys. We'll sit down, we'll eat our burger and taste it, and and I've got my, it says called a Chromebook. And I put my Chromebook up to the television with my HDMI cable. Ooh, and I've got some wireless earbuds, Bluetooth wireless earbuds. Okay. I've been watching a little bit of Milton John. Milton John there. And so, I guess being honest, use an air fryer for fries. They are delicious that way. I'll try that. I'll try that, Billy Jack Daniels. Good to see you, Billy Jack Daniels. If you want to subscribe to my channel, I'm going to try to do some giveaways and stuff. Sure, go ahead. Blueberry coffee is iced coffee. Blueberry iced coffee. Yay, that's a nice street. You can be your own boss. But wife helping me with that thought, though. She bought me my own printing equipment. Oh, that's nice. I'm glad street life. When I was in high school, I volunteered at a school for kids with multiple handicaps. I loved it. I'm glad, Leah Sampson. I'm glad. That's nice. That's good to do. I was friends with some people with handicaps in school. Hard for me, though, because I love my job. It's going to work. Yeah, do anything you love to do. I'm near Roses and Thorns. Subscribe if you want to. I'm near Roger Brown. He needs a ride to buy a scooter. Yeah, I live close to Roger Brown. It's like 50 miles, 40 miles. People always find something to say, ignore them. It's what I need to do, Leah Sampson. Hoping to force the owner to buy my vacation time. Oh, good. They should pay for it and let you start fresh next year and not accumulate time after that. Yeah, William Hansard Jr., nice to see you. I'm not an antisocial, just saying. Oh, no, I'm not antisocial either, Street Life. You're a good person, Street Life. You're an alright guy. You're not antisocial. But a lot of people have just gotten, I don't know. The internet encourages people to be antisocial. Yeah, they send me home in May to use it all before June. They said they needed me back. Like this, call the office. You can roll over 40 hours a year. And timeshares. My uncle, you shouldn't compare yourself to Cyrax. No, I don't want to compare myself. Thank you, Barrel English. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thanks, Barrel English. Subscribe if you haven't. You are not unusual looking. Well, thank you, Leah Sampson. My boss is horrible. I'm sorry, Leah Sampson. I hope you can get out of that situation or change things. Didn't want to sit home to think about it. Everything old is new again eventually. Yeah, other Friday, my treatment day. Well, I hope you get over it and it works, Street Life. I hope you don't have, if you have cancer, I hope it's working out for you and you can go into remission. I wanted to tell you my mom's brother is close to 70 and he had cancer, lymphoma, and he's in remission. So he's in remission now. A lot of people are in remission. And so, I think it does, Leah Sampson. Your mental state does affect your life physically. It's the best. Too much information only worries you. Well, yeah. I was watching a YouTube, and when I first came on YouTube, and I was associating with Elvis Travels, Dave the Fisherman said something, about my appearance, But I guess it made me think, and somebody compared. Anyway, just tell me, guys. Let me know in the comments below. Tell me what you think. Tell me what you think. Is it okay to talk about other YouTubers? Or not okay to talk about other channels, other people, just mentioning them, or not? Tell me what you think in the comments below. I'm going to eat this hamburger. Oh, anyway, Street Love has the hots for Joni. That's really funny. So, yeah, all these trolls and different people can make things really funny on YouTube and make it interesting when people say all kinds of silly stuff, you know. It's really funny that people make up stuff. It's kind of flattering that people think of you enough that you're legitimate on YouTube enough that people make up troll accounts or accounts talking about you. You know, that people know who you are, you know. You're actually well known. Let us be patriotic. Today is the 20th anniversary of 9/11. 9/11. Yeah, pay him no mind. Anyway, does anybody feel, yeah, like people stare at them in public or what? It could be Darwin. I don't know who it is. But, just tell me what you think.
This is good. It,
Mm-hmm.
there's no special pickles in there if you want.
Just tell me what you think. We want to get a conversation. Yeah. And so, I think these fries from the restaurant are a little saltier. They're a little saltier. They come from the same place. I mean, restaurant fries are frozen. You know, they deep fry 'em. So you might regular fries, you know, frozen fries might as well be a restaurant because they're frozen either way. Before they deep fry them, they have a little better taste when they're deep fried, and they put salt in them, you know, when they fry them. Thank you, D Drop. I'll do a mukbang Taco Bell. I'm glad you like it, Denise. I'm glad to see you here in the chat today.
Mommy likes to do.
Remember, everybody, if you haven't subscribe. Remember, it's the 20th anniversary of 9/11, so let's do something patriotic today. I've got a DVD about 9/11. When I go to Wayne's tonight, maybe we'll watch it. The 9/11 movie. It's a movie about 9/11. On 9/11, I was here. I woke up when I went across the street to my neighbors, and it was on TV, and I thought somebody had bombed us, like bombing Pearl Harbor. That's what I thought it was like Pearl Harbor or something. I didn't realize what was going on. My baby girl. So, everybody, what's up, everyone? Mubang. Mubang is just a late night meal, isn't it? Pretty girl. I love you. You're a pretty thing. It's got a hair in it. You eat it until you can't eat no more? Okay. I didn't understand what it meant in the mukbang. I heard people talking about it. It's like mukbang, mukbang, mukbang. Like, what is it? You know, what is this? It's like a trend, a new thing. Anywhere you eat, you know, you could have a hair in your food. I found a hair in my hamburger just now. No, it's a tiny hair. There's no way to see it on camera. Miley Jane, show me pretty eyes. This is Miley's medicine. She scratched her eyeball. I'll have to do that. Pretty girl. My pretty girl. You're beautiful. My baby girl. The baby girl. Okay.
Thanks, honey.
Mm-hmm.
That was good of you to go get it.
Well, I got to have it.
Wasn't that a good meal?
Mm-hmm.
And don't you think it was cheese?
Yeah, I do. I think it was. No, I don't have any Halloween decorations up yet. She's beautiful. I have a all black, a little white on her face, a little chihuahua. You think, somebody said hi on the side chat, Mom.
To me,
Yeah.
tell them hi.
Hello back. They're trying to have a little bit of privacy, but, you know, steal people out, especially if there's a huge amount of people. It's just aggravating to me. I don't want to be around them. I don't want to be around people. Unless they're my friends. They're not my friends. I don't want to look at them, you know. You think you think Miley looks like a chihuahua? I think she does. Mm-hmm. She's beautiful. All black with a little white on her face. A little chihuahua. Oh, that's so sweet. Okay, I'm going to let you guys go. Catch you on the flip side. Like, share, subscribe. Join the revolution. It's you where the sun don't shine. Chihuahua Pekingese. Thank you very much, Denise. I'll see you later. Chihuahua Pekingese. That sounds good. I'll look up Chihuahua Pekingese. That's what I thought she was myself. Like, share, subscribe, join the revolution. I'll catch you where the sun don't shine. Look forward to me later. I'll be with Wayne's. Wayne's Moonbang drinking party.